I feel super excited. Um, the singers have been singing so well, very expressively. The music is great when it's combined with the orchestra and the organ for those powerful moments. It's just going to be very compelling. This recital is at the end of my academic journey. I'm a 3-year DMA student, and this is my last semester, so it will be near the very end of it. I think in college, Dr. Michael Cox was very instrumental. He was my first conducting professor and just fought valiantly to teach me the very basics of beat patterns and gestures, and but also there was a great depth of expression to what he taught, and I'll never forget that. Um, then John Dixon has been super influential in my life. The last couple of years I've been in his studio, and he has broadened my mind significantly to how best express the text in gesture, and taught me so many different ways to do that. And that text is very important, and our selection of it should be paramount when we're choosing songs. Well, I chose Yield to Love when I first heard Jake Renestad's piece, The Hope of Loving. And I thought the text in there was absolutely phenomenal. He drew from so many different sources regarding love. But in this world we live in, I feel like if people spoke with more love and respect, we would not have as many problems as we do. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about the structure of it. We are singing different forms of love, and I've sort of infused that with the Greek counterpart to that to better express that. Love comes in very multitude of formats. And so our first grouping will be the romantic kind of love, the Eros love, and we'll be singing some Thomas Morley and some Brahms. And then we'll move into the divine love, or caritas, and that will be we'll be supplied with a little Mozart and some Holst, some very Englishy music with a big grand organ on that. And then the Hope of Loving will be sort of the centerpiece, like I said, in the middle of the concert. And then we'll end with a grouping that is long-term love, or pragma. And I chose this based upon the work that I am writing about. Joan Shimko, composer in Portland, Oregon, wrote a wonderful major work for orchestra and chorus a few years ago called Shadow and Light, and it deals with Alzheimer's, which is a very relevant subject today. And so she gathered texts from caregivers and actual people going through various stages of Alzheimer's. So it's very touching, emotionally moving, and we're going to sing the last two movements from that major work. Love bears all things, and I thought that was just a great way to wrap up the entire concert. That love bears all things, hopes all things, love never fails, basically. And like I said before, I feel like if people would infuse that in their conversations, we would have so much less anxiety and stress in our world. Well, my wife and children, especially my wife, has sung in my choir for many, many years. And it is a joy to see her over there supporting me and doing her best, giving her best to make the performance really top notch. But it's extra special when my children are involved in it as well. Because I always told them, you don't have to be a musician for the rest of your life. I don't care if you're an underwater basket weaver, but I want you to have an appreciation and a love for choral music. And to see them there is very touching and supportive. I think I would again stress the significance of the program, and that I hope that they go away changed in some way by the fact that they should take love into consideration when they speak and when they act. And I would like to thank, of course, our choir. It's probably the smallest that Chamber's had in a while, but they are very strong. And I have had fantastic collaborative pianists and organists. And I'd like to thank them, and of course my wife, for her unwavering support through all of this time, and my family, and Dr. John Dixon, who believed in me and took a chance on an aging, middle-aged man to come back into academic life and perfect my conducting and learn a whole lot more about lit.